people of YouTube. Welcome back to another video. I'm Miss Tiff, the owner of Locc'd In, the salon, and this lovely YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because I got a sponsor or a brand deal. You know, I'm new to this. I've never gotten anything, so I don't even know what to call it. But Newtry sent me this machine and we're going to use it today. I'm going to open it while I explain. It's called the Newtry Dreadlocks machine and it's supposed to make my life easier. So let's go. Okay, so it's interesting. It looks kind of like a pew pew. Y'all know how YouTube is. It has a hole on one end that you would pull the loose hair through. There's a couple of different attachments with different sizes, so that's good. And hold up, they even threw in some little lock bracelets, so that's cute. We might use those. All right, so let's get this bad boy hooked up. It's got a couple of different plugs to connect to each other and then into the wall. Yay. The first time I saw one of these machines, I was slightly concerned because those hooks can be tricky, but we're all good. You see this little tab here on the back? You just pull it and you can get the hooks right out of the hair without any tangling or any problem. So that's lit. Here's a closer look. So the hooks come into that little hole and they move back and forth really fast, giving the hair the matted appearance of a lock. And it works really good. You're gonna see here in a minute. So see, I turned it off and the hooks are still out. So if there was a lock in there, it would be stuck. But this is where this little black tab comes into play because you just pull the hooks out. Cool. So that makes working it pretty easy. Besides that, you can tap the button and it'll come on. But if you press the button harder, it'll stay on. So you don't even have to hold the button the whole time you're working. So the client I have needs about 60 locks, about 5 to 6 inches a piece. So I'm going to go ahead and make those ahead of time so they can be ready when it's time to start his hair. He's only getting the top done, so most full heads are going to take a lot more locks. But the beauty of this machine is that it takes something that normally takes hours and condenses it into a couple of minutes. Like, watch how fast I make these locks. The last time I did a full head Insta-lock, which is essentially what this tool does, it took me 10 hours. Now, granted, her hair was like 30 inches, but still, this machine is gonna cut that in half easily. As you can see, I use a crochet hook to get the hair into the hole, and then it's really just a slow back and forth movement until the hair feels sturdy and looks like a lock. And I leave a poof of hair loose on the end because that's the hair I'll need to attach to the client's hair. So the machine is metal, so it has a little weight to it, but it's not heavy. Like, you can feel it, it's sturdy, it's solid, but it's not too heavy, which is great. Also, I'm told that the machine can get warm if it's in use for a long time, but I took a few breaks and it never really got too hot for me. Looks like a lock, guys. Feels like a lock. Push your handy dandy button and let it work.
A few moments later.
Seriously, I think it took like 30 minutes. That's insane. Before I started recording, I went ahead and did a couple to make sure that they didn't hurt. I asked my client, and he said he was not afraid. I asked the company, and they assured me that it wasn't painful, so we went ahead with it. But I wanted to do the first few off camera to make sure, and we're good. Also, I wanted to make sure that I had perfected a technique. I had previously taken my client's hair and parted it into the square sections that matched his curl size rubber bands because I was concerned that it might be a problem. So I just wanted to make sure that I was as safe as possible. But as it turns out, he said that the machine doesn't hurt that much, but taking out the rubber bands was killing him. So now you know. This technique turned out to be pretty simple. I just crocheted the end of his hair into the tip of the locked part of the extension, and then I just slid it down to where it was right at the tip, and then I can slide the machine right over all of it, and I pull it all the way down to the scalp so that his hair can come out on the other side. And once it does, I just grab the scalp area to hold on tight to that end and start the machine. And then the same thing is with the extensions. I just go back and forth slowly on it until the hairs are blended and locked together. Now I'm just cutting the extra hair. That's actually the extension hair, not his hair. And that's because I didn't want to make them too long. And I also didn't want to cut the hair and have a blunt end that I was trying to attach. So it looked better to me to just attach it and then cut the extra hair off. Once the hair is locked and it has enough hair to lock, then I could just cut the excess off. Crochet the lock extension to the section of hair. Slide the lock through the hole on the machine all the way down until the natural hair comes out the end, and then press the button. Move the machine slowly back and forth over the hair as you feel it getting tighter. You can really tell when it's locked and it's done. Pull the black tab back to pull the needles out of the lock. Slide it right on off. Cut the excess hairs and you got a lock. I wanted to make sure I got the sizes right, so I was retwisting as I went along, but my client got to talking about how the only time it was painful was when I was taking the rubber band off and retwisting it. He requested if we could retwist it in a couple of days instead, so I agreed. between making the extensions and then attaching them to his head, I think it might have taken 2 hours, 3 hours if you count the parting and rubber banding. If you watched this long, then you deserve to see his dad showing me that he can retwist his locks himself. He's doing a good job, right? It just shows that they're in there pretty sturdy because looks like he's putting some good tension on there and looks good. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Check out the website at loccdin.org, and if you need one of these handy machines, there's a link in the description box below. See you guys on the next one. Bye.